Ladies and gentlemen of the Cephalopod race, allow me to introduce to you the most hated being in existence. You know him, you hate him, you want to kill his entire bloodline. It's the flyfish! So yeah, it's no secret that people who play a lot of Salmon Run universally pretty much hate flyfish. Even though Big Shot and Fish Stick exist now, which are pretty high up there on the annoying tier. Like, we're talking almost dethroning flyfish. It's not enough to dethrone flyfish. But why do people universally hate this boss? There's a lot of reasons for it. But first, how do you kill this abomination from down under? There are 3 ways to kill it. An explosive of some type of armor piercing, or, my personal favorite, the Slammin' Lid. Man, that's satisfying every time I see that clip. But killing a flyfish with the Salmon Lid is probably going to be one of the rarest things you'll see in Salmon Run. It's like some type of point chance of it happening. But, as you can see, we don't have a lot of options here. 3 of them are specials, which are one-use items. 2 of them are weapons, which means you have to wait for them to be in rotation. And the other is just the Slammin' Lid, which to people who don't play a lot of Salmon Run, they're probably never going to see a Slammin' Lid kill a flyfish, like, ever, unless they play, like, a whole lot of Salmon Run. And on top of that, in order to even use explosive, you still have to wait for the weak point to show. You still have to wait for the rocket silo to open. So that only leaves us with one option to consistently deal with flyfish, and that is the Splat Bomb. But the problem with the Splat Bomb is it takes up a whopping 70% of your ink tank, and in order to kill the flyfish, you need to throw 2 of them. This makes it so 9 times out of 10, you throw the first Splat Bomb and you're waiting for your ink to refill to throw the second one. But between the time it takes for your ink to refill from throwing the first bomb to the second one is time that could be spent doing anything else. Because in Salmon Run, time is the enemy. The only thing preventing you from finding an endless horde of salmonids is that clock. I don't know how Mr. Grizz set that up, but whatever. As the salmonids keep spawning in, you are constantly losing ground. And in the time between waves is how you gain that ground back. Every second you waste in Salmon Run is time that could be spent doing something else. You know, going towards an egg, turfing to gain back some ground, on your way to kill a boss, depositing an egg, anything else. Not to mention that throwing the bomb can be really finicky sometimes. Okay, so I may have over-exaggerated that last part. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure. Anyway, my point is that the flyfish is the most annoying boss to kill. You can't just shoot it. You can't just wait for a weak point and then shoot it. You have to wait for a weak point and then throw a bomb at it twice. So it's, in my opinion, the most annoying boss to kill. The second and probably most common reason why flyfish is universally hated is, well, 2 words. Missile, spam. Yeah! I don't like it as much as you do, and since flyfish really only has a soft cap for how many there could be out at once, let's see, let's do some quick math here. Let's say there are 5 flyfish out and about, and each flyfish can fire up to 8 missiles. 5 times 8, that's 40 missiles total. That's a lot of missiles! And none of those missiles even need to directly hit you. Just the amount of splash damage they do is enough to slowly chip away at your health. And that's so annoying in Salmon Run because you need all the health you can get. Chip damage and knockback are some of the biggest, in fact, they're the biggest killers in Salmon Run. Chip damage or knockback number 1, and chip damage second. The biggest killers in that order. But here's the thing about flyfish. I wouldn't, despite how much I hate him, I wouldn't say he's poorly designed. I think he's actually designed pretty well. In fact, I think flyfish actually tests your target priority. You know, which target do you prioritize? Do you focus on the scrapper, the steelhead, or the flyfish? Well, first, I would try to at least stun the scrapper for a little bit, and then throw a bomb at the fly fish whenever I get the chance. And then maybe do the steelhead. You kind of also test team coordination, because depending on what weapon you're using, you're going to have a hard time dealing with a fly fish. You know, if you're running Dynamo, good luck dealing with that fly fish. But if you're running the Explosher, you should always focus down the fly fish, so that way you give your team a chance to breathe. But is there anything I would personally change about Flyfish? Well, his design and the way he functions, no, not really. All I would change was have make it so that Flyfish couldn't spawn back to back. You know, the first Flyfish spawns and there's a 10-second counter, or there's a 10-second timer for the next Flyfish to spawn. So that way you can't get back-to-back Flyfish. You know, something like that. But overall, I would say he's universally hated because he's annoying to kill, 10 missile spam, and that's, from off the top of my head, kind of it.